Hello and welcome to Dishing Delights. My name is Jenica and today I'm going to share with you 3 delicious beef roast slow cooker dinners. Now let's get into it. To start off, we are going to make some shredded beef tacos. Alright, for our tacos, whoa, oh no, the cap from our avocado oil just fell behind the stove. That is wonderful. Anyways, we are going to start by browning our roast. Turn the heat up just a little bit on that. For our seasonings, I need a teaspoon of each of garlic powder, cumin, paprika, whoa, and some cayenne. I'm also going to add about a teaspoon of bouillon powder, and that is our seasonings. I'm also going to slice up this onion. Got these pretty thinly sliced. And then for that jalapeno, I'm gonna do that as well. I'm gonna leave the seeds right in that. Whew. I think that's spicy. And last but not least, I have a couple tablespoons of tomato paste that I'm gonna add to this water. Because I'm not using beef broth, so I'm gonna use this water instead. And then about the same amount of lime juice as the water. Calls for a 1/4 cup. And I'm going to try to mix this tomato paste in. Kind of looks like a Bloody Mary right now. Perfect. Oh, this is going to be so delicious. Alright, now let's toss it all into the slow cooker. Alright, now let's toss this roast in here. Look at that, it's beautifully browned. Toss that baby right in there. Now we're gonna add our onions right on top. And I'm gonna add in that jalapeno. Then I'll add in all of those delicious seasonings. And then last but not least, we're gonna add in that broth lime juice mixture mixed with tomato paste. And we're gonna let that sit on high for about 4.5 to 5 hours. My mouth is already watering. You can hear the dehydrator going in the background, but this has been after about 4 hours. So I'm gonna shred it up a little bit and let it cook for another hour. I just realized I didn't add any salt, so I'm adding some salt. Yum. All right, we have our tortillas. Now let's serve up our tacos. All right, let's check out the roast. That looks so good. We're gonna add some lettuce, some cheese, a little bit of sour cream, and some cilantro. And that is what's for dinner. Of course, I'm going to take some Diablo sauce and just add a bunch of that as well. These beef tacos were amazing. I'm definitely going to make them again. And the only thing better than that is these shredded Italian beef sandwiches. All right, let's make some Italian beef sandwiches. Here is the browned roast. We're gonna lay that at the bottom of our crock pot. And then we are going to add some pepperoncinis, about half of the liquid. Might have added a little too much liquid. And half of the pepperoncinis. Okay, maybe I added about 2/3. And to that, I'm also adding in 2 packets of this Italian dressing mix. And then we're just gonna cover that up and let it cook on high for 5 hours.
This is officially going to be one of my go-to dump and go meals. We always have pepperoncinis on hand and Italian seasoning packets in the house. And I also have a feeling that this would be just as good with some boneless, skinless chicken breast shredded up for some sandwiches. Sounds phenomenal. They turned out a little dense, but you could serve yours with a hoagie roll or over rice. We went all out for dinner tonight and tossed some fried cheese curds into the air fryer. You just can't go wrong with fried cheese. And of course, I also heated up a can of green beans for our vegetable. And this meal just turned out absolutely amazing. I tossed some provolone cheese on top of that French roll, put that under a broiler for a few minutes, and then I just served our sandwiches up. And I'm going to be 100% honest with you. The next day, I was craving one of these, so I told myself, girl, if you go out and you run, you can have one of these for breakfast. And I did, and I enjoyed every last moment of this. Now, doesn't that meal look delicious? 10 out of 10, would recommend. And last but not least, we are going to make a super simple Sunday pot roast. This is something that my mom made all the time growing up.
All right, to start off, I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil to my pan. And I like to brown my meat before I put it in the crock pot. That is optional. It's just my preferred way. So because of that, we're gonna take our roast and we are going to add that to our cast iron skillet. We're gonna have to squish it in there because this is a big roast. Now I'm going to make sure that this is perfectly browned on both sides. And while this is going, we're gonna chop up our veggies. Now I like to keep my carrots whole, but I like to cut up the celery into bite-sized pieces. I like to cut my potatoes in half. Now all of these, of course, are washed. And then for the onion, I just keep this whole because I'm the only one that eats this. And since childhood, my favorite part has always been the onion. My mom always kept them whole as well. Now for our roast, we are going to add in our potatoes, our celery, our carrots. Gonna nuzzle in that onion. One loner carrot here. Now that's not as brown as it could have been, but that's good enough. Yeah. So now we have our veggies in here. I'm gonna take half of that bouillon and just sprinkle that over the veggies. Then we're gonna take this big old piece of meat that's perfectly browned and add that into our slow cooker. I am now gonna take the rest of that bouillon and just add it in. And this is a 1/4 cup of water. And then we're just gonna cover this and let it go for 4 to 5 hours on high.
We ended up having some unexpected company this day, so it was wonderful that we had a roast in the crock pot. You just cannot go wrong with a simple pot roast. 45 minutes before it was done, I did take some of that meat and shred it up a little bit. I just like those juices to really marinate that roast. And then I served it up into bowls, and this was a super fabulous Sunday dinner. Reminded me of childhood. It does every single time. Now if you want to, you can add some like French onion soup mix or anything that you would like. Roast is just so versatile. Thank you so much for coming along and watching this video. Chuck roast is one of my favorite things to cook with, so this was such a fun week. If you like this video, please hit that like button, make sure you're subscribed, and hit that notification bell because this month I am uploading slow cooker videos every single Friday. Now thank you so much for watching.